incredible aircraft carrier from World War II. But the Yorktown actually has a connection to the Apollo missions. On December 27, 1968, after spending 6 days in space and being the first humans to reach and orbit the moon, the crew of Apollo 8 splashed back down in the Pacific Ocean. And the Yorktown was there to pick them up.
The Yorktown was launched in 1943 and named after another aircraft carrier which was sunk during the Battle of Midway. She participated in several campaigns in the Pacific Theater and served during the Korean and Vietnam War. She was decommissioned in 1970 and is now designated as an historic landmark. She is about the length of the Titanic at 872 feet and had a complement of over 2,600 men. And fun fact, the film Tora 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 used the Yorktown as part of its recreation of the attacks on Pearl Harbor. Apollo 8 was the first crewed spacecraft to leave low Earth orbit, the first crewed spacecraft to be launched using the Saturn V rocket, and the first to reach the moon, though of course this mission did not land on the moon. It launched on December 21, 1968, and the 3 astronauts aboard were the first humans to witness and photograph the far side of the moon.
So here are the 3 astronauts from the Apollo 8 mission. We have William Anders, who was the module pilot, Frank Borman, who was the commander, and James Lovell, who was the commander module pilot. You may recognize James Lovell as also being on the Apollo 13 mission. And there's this great quote over here. I want to read to you guys. We went to explore the moon, and in fact, discovered the Earth. There's our blue marble.
Apollo 8 was the mission that took this iconic photograph of Earthrise. During their 6-day mission, they also did a series of TV broadcasts, including a Christmas Eve broadcast where the crew took turns reading from the book of Genesis. At the time, it was the most watched broadcast ever.
In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light.
After completing its mission and orbiting the moon 10 times, Apollo 8 headed back home, and on December 27th, using a very familiar flotation bag technique, they successfully splashed back down in the Pacific Ocean. When headed up to the flight deck, I had seen a video of the helicopter that scooped them up and brought them back to the Yorktown, and as I came outside, I couldn't help but think that this looked a lot like that same helicopter. 90 minutes after they splashed back down to Earth, the astronauts were on the deck of the Yorktown, being greeted and cheered and pretty much treated like the rock stars they totally were. After a quick shower and a medical checkup, the astronauts took a call from President Lyndon B. Johnson, who congratulated them on an outstanding mission. And to this day, the Yorktown celebrates its role in the Apollo 8 mission with a little something special.
And this is Replica of the Apollo 8 capsule. And I'm going to go inside. So Apollo 8 was the second manned Apollo mission, and apparently they have some sort of experience inside that will let us know what it was like to be in this space capsule. Oh my god. It's so tiny. Push button to start your Apollo 8 experience, which might already be going, but I'm pressing the button anyway. Wait, maybe now it's gonna go? Alright. Oh, here we go. Launched on December 21st, 1968 at 7:50 a.m.
Apollo 8 was a crucial mission and step on our journey to get a man to the moon by the end of the decade. Apollo 11, the mission that did that, happened just 7 months later. Seeing a piece of that history on the Yorktown was pretty thrilling, and I highly recommend it if you ever find yourself in the Charleston area.
And from the crew of Apollo 8, we close with good night, good luck, a Merry Christmas, and God bless all of you on the good earth.
Okay guys, that's it for the video. Thank you so much for joining me on the Yorktown and finding out more about the Apollo 8 mission. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.
Those words of Genesis were scratched on tablets and parchment many, many years ago, after man crawled out of his caves and began the ages-long process of exploring his universe and himself. Today, a great new chapter has been added to the story of creation and of growth. Man literally has wrenched himself away from the earth that bound him down through the millennia. He has soared to the moon, he has seen and shown it close. He has come back safe.